Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, which name is Analytics Pro. And here under this Power BI with SQL playlist, we are going to cover SQL concepts from scratch. So in the previous tutorial guys, we have studied about the identity property. I hope now you guys are clear with the concept of identity. So this is the first part guys, where we are going to cover some basic aggregate functions which are majorly used in SQL projects. So in today's tutorial guys, we will deal with multiple aggregate function with group by and with where clause. So here are the functions guys which we need to cover here under this today's tutorial, like min, max, count, sum and average. And we will also learn how we can use this function with group by and where clause. So let's begin our class and jump into the SSMS screen. So here we have entered in SQL Server Management Studio. So firstly guys, let me open any basic table. So we have a table guys which name is sales. So to open this table guys, we need to use select query. So I want to fetch all the records from sales table. So what I will do guys, I will simply write select star from our table name which is sales. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here is the sales table guys, where we can see the list of columns like names, gender, products, sales, cost and so on. So let's suppose guys, I want to see the grand total of this cost column. So what I will do, I will simply use my aggregate function which name is sum. And under sum function guys, I will simply drop this cost column because I want to see the sum of this cost column. So let's apply sum function here in SQL. So simply guys, we need to start our query with select command. So I will simply write select and here I will use my aggregate function. Let's say sum and bracket start. And now guys, let's understand the parameter of sum function. We have just only one parameter which is expression. So under expression parameter guys, you need to take that column name which you want to make the sum. So I want to make the sum of this cost column. So I will simply take my column name here which is cost and bracket close. And finally guys, I need to add the table name here. So I will simply write my table name from sales. So here is the query to see the sum of any of the column. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here is the total cost of this sales table. So here we can see there is no header of this cost column. So what we can do guys, here we can use alias which gives us a temporary column name. So what I will do, I will simply write as keyword which is as, and I can write the name whatever I want. So I want to write cost here. And now let me select this query again and hit execute. And now guys, let's cross check this whether it's getting the right sum or not. So what I will do, let me select this select star from sales query and hit execute. And what I will do, let me select this cost column and do right click. So here we can see the first option which is copy. So I will copy this column and let me paste it here into this Excel. So here we can see the sum of 879977. So it is getting us right result. Now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we guys can see the same result. So in this way you can calculate sum of any of the column. You simply need to enter the column name here under the sum function. So in this way guys, you can create other calculations. So this time I want to see the minimum value of this cost column. So what I will do, let me copy this query and simply paste it here. And instead of sum guys, I will simply use min because I want to see the minimum value. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we can see it is getting us the minimum result which is 200. So if you still want to cross check, so what you need to do, simply select this query and hit execute. And you can sort this column as per the ascending order. So what I will do, I will simply use order by clause here. Order by, and here I will write my column name which is cost and simply write ASC which is ascending order. If you don't write ASC guys, so this thing we have already seen, it is by default ascending order. And now let's hit execute. So here we can see the minimum value of this cost column is 200. So in this way guys, you can calculate the minimum value of any of the column. And let's suppose guys, if you want to see the maximum value of the cost column, so what we can do, let me copy this query and paste it here. And instead of min guys, I can use max function. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So our maximum value is 65,000. And if you guys again wants to cross check, so what you can do, instead of ascending order guys, here you can change the order. Let's say descending, which means largest to smallest. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we guys can see the 65,000 is the maximum value here under this cost column. So I hope now you guys are clear with this basic aggregate function. And now let's talk about one more aggregate function which name is average. So this time I want to calculate the average of cost column. So what I will do, let me simply select this query and now let me paste it here. And instead of max function guys, I will simply use my average function which is avg. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here it is getting us an average of cost column. So how it's calculate the average? Total cost divided by total number of rows. That means if I execute this query, so the total of this cost column which is 879977 divided by number of rows which are 59. And now let's cross check this average. So I will simply go here. So I will divide this figure with 59. 879977 divided by 59. And before that guys, let me put equal to. So here we can see the average is 14914.86441. And now let's cross check. So let me select this query and hit execute. So here we can see the same result. And let's suppose guys, if you want to make the rounding of these decimals guys, so with the help of round function, we can rounding this decimal with 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place and so on. So let's try this thing with the round function. So what I will do guys, I will simply use round function before average and bracket start. And what I will do after this cost column guys, I'll put it comma here, and whatever decimal places I want, I can simply put the number as per the decimal places. So let's suppose I want to see only 2 decimal places after average. So what I will do, I will simply type 2 here and bracket close. And now let me select this query again and hit execute. So here we can see only 2 decimal places are here under this average. In a similar way guys, if you want to see other decimal places, suppose this time I want to see 3 decimal places, and let me execute this query again. So see guys, I can see the 3 decimal places. And let's suppose guys, if you want to remove all the decimal places, so you can simply type 0 here. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So in this way guys, you can round off your decimal places. And now let me go back here and open this sales table. And now let's talk about one more aggregate function which name is count. So as we already know guys, here we have 59 rows. And let's suppose guys, if you want to see the count of names, so with the help of count function, we can also calculate the count of names. So how we can do that guys? Let me scroll it down and now let me copy this query. And now let me paste it here. So instead of max guys, I will simply use count function. And under cost guys, I will take the column name which I want to see the count. So I am taking my column name which is names. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we guys can see the total names are 59, but here we have not changed the alias. So let me change the alias from here. Let's say count of names. And now let me select this query and execute again. So see guys, here we can see the count underscore names as a header. So I hope now you guys are clear with this count function in SQL. And let's suppose guys, if you want to calculate the distinct names, that how many distinct count here we have in this names column. So here under this SQL guys, there is no distinct count function just like a Power BI. What we need to do, we need to make the combination of distinct and count. Distinct is an operator guys. So distinct operator we have already covered under types of operator class. Those who have not watched that tutorial, so I would request please go and watch that tutorial. So here I will use the combination of distinct and count. So this time I want to see the distinct count of names. So let me copy this query guys and paste it here. And simply guys, I will use distinct function just left to this column name. So here I am writing distinct. And if you want to change the alias from here, so now let me rename the alias distinct count underscore names. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we can see the distinct count of names column. And let's suppose guys, if you also want to see the other distinct values from the different columns, so you can simply change the column name from here. So let's check the distinct countries. How many distinct countries we have here under this sales table. So I have changed the column name and now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we can see we have 5 distinct country. Here we have under this sales table, and now let me select this query and hit execute. So the 5 distinct countries we have India, US, China, Japan and Sri Lanka. So here we have 5 distinct countries. So I hope now you guys are clear with all the functions. And now guys, let's learn some more ways of using this SQL functions. So what I will do guys, let me delete all the queries from here. So group by command guys, we have already covered in the previous tutorials. So this time I will use aggregate function with group by command. And now let's start writing this group by query. So I will start with select. So I want to see the grouping with country names. So I will simply take my country column from here and here I will use any aggregate function. So I'll start with sum, and I want to see the sum of this sales column. So what I will do, I will simply write my column name here, which is sales. Don't get confused guys, table name and column name is same. So this time I have taken this sales column, and now I will write my table name from sales. And finally guys, I will simply use group by command here, and I will take the column name on the basis of I want to grouping the things. So I want to grouping the things on the basis of country column. So this is my query guys. So before running this query guys, let me give alias to this query. Let's say as total underscore sales. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we guys can see, here we have the distinct countries and its total sales with grouping. And if you want to see the count guys, so you can use simply count function here. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we can see the count of countries. In a similar way, if you want to calculate the average, so you can use avg function here, which returns average of each and every country. So with the help of group by guys, you can also use this basic aggregate functions. So I hope now you guys are clear that how we can use basic aggregator functions with group by. And now guys, let's learn some more scenarios that how we can use aggregate function with where clause. So what I will do guys, let me delete all the query from here, and I will simply open this sales table. So firstly guys, let's try sum function here under this cost column. So I can simply write select sum of cost column, and here I'll give alias, let's say cost, and finally I will write my table name, which is sales. So if you want to calculate the sum of any of the column, so we can use sum function here in SQL, and this thing we have already covered. It is getting us the sum of entire cost column. And now let's suppose if I add any condition here under this cost column, like I want to see the total cost only for the India country. So how we can write this query guys? So with the help of where clause, you can achieve this requirement. So this time I want to see the total cost only for the India country. So what can I do guys? I can simply write where clause here, where my column name is country equal to India. So here is the query guys, which calculate the total cost of India country. And now what I will do, let me also change the alias from here, India underscore cost. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So here we guys can see it returning the total cost only for the India country. In this way guys, you can apply count, max, average and so on. Any of the aggregate function you can use with this where clause. And if you want to calculate the sales of other countries, so you can use or operator and in operator. And these operators guys we have already covered in the previous tutorials. So please go and follow this playlist from scratch to clear all the concepts of SQL. So for such kind of detailed learning guys, stay connected with us and kindly support this channel. And those who are new to this channel, kindly hit the like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press this bell icon guys, else you will miss an update. And those who wants to learn Power BI or SQL from scratch, so you guys can follow this free YouTube channel, which name is Analytics Pro. And if you scroll it down guys, so here you guys can see we have a full course Power BI playlist where I have explained each and every concept about Power BI in detail. And if you click here on this playlist button guys, so you guys will get to see multiple playlists are here. This is the Power BI full course playlist, and these are the advanced concepts of Power BI where you guys can take the knowledge of advanced concepts of Power BI. And we have this Power BI with SQL playlist where you guys can learn all the concepts of SQL from scratch. So you guys can start your SQL journey with this free YouTube channel. And along with that guys, we have this visualization playlist and we have this DAX expression playlist. Here we have covered most of the DAX functions from scratch, which are majorly used in your projects. And here under this playlist, I am also trying to cover all the differences of DAX functions, which is majorly asked in an interviews. And very soon guys, I will add some more playlists so that you guys can take better understanding of the analytical skills. And for the job seekers guys, we have this free Telegram group where I'm keep posting latest Power BI jobs opening, as well as you will also find some latest interview question and answers which recently asked by an interviewer. So you don't need to pay anything to anyone. But those who are looking only live sessions, so we guys also conduct live training and sessions where we prepare candidates from scratch till intermediate level with some scenarios, real-time projects, assignments, notes and so on. And we also provide placement assistance with the help of WhatsApp group, where you will get to see some HR emails, contact number and so on. And you guys can also follow us on Insta as well as Facebook. So all the links I will share under the description box. You guys can follow us there. So for free learners guys, you guys can follow this Analytics Pro, and for the live training and sessions, you guys can connect me any of the platform. Thank you so much guys for your more love and support. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much.